Hi, folks. This is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report. You know, the one thing I can tell you is I look forward to the new year. We all know that at this time of the year, everybody makes their New Year's resolution and they start planning for what they're going to do different this year. A lot of times people don't keep those resolutions, but it's almost like a tradition in our life. Well, for me, my resolution is to discover more and more about what exists out there around me that I might not have known about before. And I will tell you the one thing for sure, nothing stays exactly the same. Each year is a new year. And that's the same thing with the fishing world that we enter. Every body of water changes as it goes through the cycles. When I went fishing the other day, I found the areas that maybe a month or so ago I wouldn't have been able to cast my lure into because the weeds were so thick. Now all those weeds have gone by the wayside, and the whole body of water is ready for a new season, a new cycle. And there's different cycles that take place. It's the same thing with the fish. I've told you before that I've had places that I go every year and I can find fish. And yet, last year, some of those places, all of a sudden, there weren't fish there. The structure had changed. Something was different. And when you've got floods and you've got drain off and so forth, that pressure of the water moving can change the very characteristics of the bottom. There can be new boulders that have been taken in, or trees that went down and some of their branches were drifting down the water, and then they all sort of caught each other and they formed a new special structure that maybe a group of walleyes would find as their new home. This is what we find. Another thing that I talk to you about through this year is one of my favorite bodies of water in the whole North Country is they call it Faubourg's Lake. It's between Massena and Waddington. It's a vast amount of water that is fed by water coming under the road through tubes, like I talk about, and also streams that come in that have formed this area. And it's always been one of my favorite northern pike areas, some of the best northern pike I've ever seen. 2 years ago, we caught so many. When I say so many, maybe through the whole course of the spring and summer, maybe 15 northern pike that were over 36 inches long. These are huge northern pike. This is world-class northern pike fishing. And all of a sudden, this last year, all the times we went out there, we not only hardly caught a northern, we hardly caught a strike where we were catching northerns before. And I don't know what has happened, but as I've said, every year there's changes. There could be disease, there could be overfishing through ice fishing season. I don't know. But that's one of the examples that I'm talking about. You know that walleyes migrate all through the water systems. More than most fish, they have a migratory sort of route that they take. And so each year that route can change. But I think it's important that as we begin a year, we begin a year with certain expectations. And in another report, I want to talk about another facet of this that I find anyway, is fascinating. Until next time, folks, this is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report.